Schyler Church. I am a California real estate broker as well as a member of the education department here at Accredited Real Estate Schools. We offer those course requirements to be eligible to take the state exam, but also varying levels of preparation to help you prepare for the state test. And one of the options that we offer is our exam preparation program of practice questions. It is $75 and you would receive an online login code to be able to access it for 1 year to our database of over 3,600 practice questions. Now, these practice questions are broken down into the 7 areas of the state test because, as you know, in California, the state exam has 7 areas. So we have our practice questions designed into these 7 areas to make sure you know your strengths and weaknesses. But we also have practice exams that simulate the state test by pulling from all areas randomly. So that's why you can really get the best. You can jump back and forth, pick and choose which questions you're wanting to work on, what topics, etc. And you can do it as much as you want within that 1 year access. So for instance, Area 1, which is property ownership, land use controls, and regulations, we've broken that down into 3 sub-areas. So for instance, you could start with Area 1A, Part 1. And the first question is, which of the following transfers with the property during a sale? Well, what do we know about this? Well, what's going to transfer? Real property. So which of the following would be considered real property? What do we know about emblements? Personal property, those belong to the tenant farmer. Trade fixtures, that belongs to the business tenant. Plumbing fixtures, well, what do we know about that? That is now incorporated in the land and is real property. So that looks to be correct. Chattel, remember, anytime you see the word chattel or chattel real, we're talking about personal property. So the only answer that makes sense is plumbing fixtures. And well, it'll tell you with an explanation if you got it right or wrong and why. So we got it right. Question number 2, for instance, fee simple estate refers to, what do we know about this under freehold? It is the best type of estate, so it's the greatest interest a person can own in land. And they give us an explanation to it. But what if you were to get a question wrong? So distinguishing feature of a fee simple estate is that is, let's just guess, free of encumbrances. No. So the distinguishing feature, the most important one for a fee simple estate is that, yes, it is freely transferable. It's of indefinite duration and you can will it. So the only answer that makes sense here is freely transferable, okay? And they tell us why, and it keeps track of our score. And you can bounce around. So for instance, if Abel leases a property to Baker for a 7-year term, Baker's estate in the property is, what do we know about it? He has a less than freehold estate. It is going to be considered an estate for years. Another name for that is a personal property or chattel real. So the correct answer would be all of the above, okay? And again, you just can keep going through this. But what if you're like, you know what? I want to go and do a different area. So let's do financing. Area 4A, just lending terms, the basics. The liquidation of a financial obligation on an installment plan or basis. Well, that's the definition of amortization. Okay, but what if we're like, you know what? We just want to kind of do a simulation. Let's see here. We can do practice exam 1 where it pulls from all areas, so not just concentrated studying. For instance, the first question is actually stems from agency area 2. A broker who represents only the seller in a transaction has a fiduciary responsibility to the seller. During dealing with a third party, the broker, what do we know? They need to be honest, fair, and disclose all material facts. So the best answer would be must disclose all material facts about the property. Number 2, for instance, a home buyer would consider the following factors when applying the principle of substitution. This applies to area 3 of appraisal. And when we're doing a comparison, so we would look at earnings, use, and structural design. All of the above. And we have 150 questions and they bounce all the way around. So as you can see, we have a lot of options here for you. This is a great tool to make sure you're prepared to pass that state exam as you get 1 year access and 3,600 questions, a really great value for that $75 price point. So we have the link below if you'd like to purchase it or look at our other exam prep options. If you have any questions though, feel free to reach out to us at Accredited Real Estate Schools. All we do is California, and all we do is the real estate salesperson and broker exam. So you do not need to be worried about having other state questions or even other industry questions. This is all we do. And I can say, I might be biased, but we're really good at it. Thanks for watching.